Greetings everyone, I am Bhargavi Trivedi and today we will discuss regarding applications of biosensors that how biosensors they are helpful in our day-to-day life. It is a part of the paper BT 304 Enzyme Technology Unit 4 Enzyme Manipulation Semester 5. We will see that how this little chip can do wonders in the life and how it is helpful for our daily routine. So let's get started. So the first fancy application of this biosensor, this little chip, is that it we are having now the wearable biosensors. So now, what do you understand by the word wearable biosensors? Now, nowadays you can see that the watch we wear. Okay, so again it has that little cute chip incorporated in it. Okay, now we have discussed the different principles on which the each biosensors work in our last lecture. So if you have not seen the last lecture, I request you to please go and watch it so that you can have the better understanding of it. So these variable biosensors, they are nothing but they are the ones we can wear in our day to day life. Okay, so for example, we can wear it in the watches, in our smart shirts, on the tattoos, okay, which allows to regulate each and everything. Now, as you see, the symbol of this heart means it is regulating our pulse rate. So, if you wear this on your wrist, then there is a pulse over here. And so, if you run, the pulse rate will get high. Okay, so it will be displayed on the screen that how much your pulse rate is right now. Now you can ask that, so what? What is the miracle in this? Now imagine those patients who are suffering from any such conditions, such as cardiac condition or that. We can immediately see that the pulse rate is increasing, and according to that, they can take the medicine as prescribed by the doctor if they are the cardiac if they are the heart patient, and it will prevent the risk of hospitalization. Also, if they feel uncomfortable, then they can rush to the hospital also. So in a way it is going to monitor each and everything in our life. The next application, let's talk about the next application in the field of medicine, clinical and diagnosis. This instrument, this biosensor, as you can see on the screen, a remote like biosensor, it is of it is for the detection of the glucose in the body. Now, this is the boon for the patients who are suffering from diabetes. Why? Because the amount of blood sample that is used in the detection of the glucose in the patient blood is just a drop. As you can see in the figure, the patient prick, can prick the finger and the blood oozes out. Now the blood that is oozed out is placed on this little microchip that you can see in the figure, and it is inserted into this biosensor. Now once it is inserted into the biosensor, there is an enzyme called glucose oxidase that is immobilized in it. Glucose oxidase. Okay. Now what this enzyme will do, it will break down the glucose, and depending on the amount of the glucose that a patient is having in her or his blood, the blood glucose level will be displayed on this digital screen, and the patient can take precautions accordingly. The main advantage of this method is that the blood samples, they are not contaminated, and it is undiluted, and it gives more accurate results. It is also used for the detection of pregnancy test. Now, how it is used for the detection of the pregnancy test? If a woman is pregnant, so in her urine, a HCG hormone will be released. If the woman is not pregnant, then in the urine you cannot find HCG. So there is a kit like this, as you can see on the figure, and on this kit, antibodies against HCG hormone, they are immobilized. So if in the urine HCG hormone is present, it is going to bind with the antibodies. If the HCG hormone is absent, then it is not going to bind with the antibodies. After the incubation period of 1 to 2 minutes. If you see the color change in the test line, that means the HCG hormone is present and the woman is pregnant. If you do not see any color change in the test line, that means HCG hormone is absent and the woman is not pregnant. So in this way, the biosensors, they are mainly used in the detection of the pregnancy test. The next we all know regarding the ECG test. The patient who is suffering from some cardiac disease or arrhythmia can be the biosensor is boon for them, because by just attaching electrodes to them we can have the different PQRS wave displayed on the digital screen, and doctor can detect immediately if the patient is suffering from any disease or any cardiac condition. Apart from that, if any operation is going on, so during the operation we need to measure, we need to maintain the pH of the blood, the carbon dioxide in the gas in the blood, the oxygen level, the oxygen saturation in our blood. So again, as you can see in the figure, the electrodes are attached to it and the potential difference will be created, and that potential difference will be converted to some signal and it will be displayed on the screen. So doctors can monitor the concentrations of the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the patient's blood, and depending on the condition, if they need to provide the oxygen to the patient, they can provide the oxygen immediately. Let's move to the next application. We have seen nowadays in the COVID-19 situation is the temperature detection. So as you can see in the figure, there is a infrared gun used over here. There are thermal biosensors attached to it, incorporated in it. So these thermal biosensors, they are nothing but they are thermistors. Now, as the word suggests, thermal means heat. So if the patient's body temperature is higher, then as you can see in the figure, it will be displayed on the screen. Now always remember that inside every biosensor there is reference electrode always used. All the readings are taken as compared to the reference. The next application nowadays it is more helpful is in detecting the pollution in our environment. How the small biosensor can help in doing so. So let's see how it helps in doing so. We know that there is a lot of organic waste that is discarded into the water bodies, and because of this the BOD level, the full form of BOD is biological oxygen demand in the water is increasing. That means the oxygen that is saturated in the water bodies is decreasing. So what is the effect of this? Whatever the fauna and flora that are present in the water bodies, they are highly affected, and at certain points they are in the endangered or extinct situation because of this high level of BOD. Now you know that the normal BOD test using the Winkler method takes 5 days. But if we use the biosensors in which the microorganisms they are immobilized, so one of the example of such BOD test detection using microorganism is by using yeast. The name of the yeast that is used in the test is Trichosporum cutanica. Now, imagine that the test that used to take 5 days using the traditional Winkler method is just completed in the 15 minutes using this yeast. So, isn't it advantageous? Also, in order to control the pollution, we can also detect the number of cars that has been passed through a particular road. So if the load of the cars is more, then we can advise in that particular area to reduce the amount of the car or reduce the amount of the transport for particular hour or for particular day. And in turn, we can monitor the harmful effects in the environment. The next use that is widely used is in the agriculture field. In the agriculture, we use so many of pesticides, herbicides, and all. Now, with pesticides and herbicides, sometimes there is a presence of cyanide and cyanide compounds in it. This cyanide is harmful, or you can say toxic, if consumed by the humans. So, in order to detect the cyanide in present on the leaves, because the pesticides and herbicides they are sprinkled on the leaves, we have developed a biosensor in such a way that as soon as it is going to come in contact with the cyanide, it is going to glow. Okay, so the main principle that is involved in this type of biosensors, it comes under the optical biosensors. Optic means light. So it fluoresces, that means the cyanide is present. More the fluorescence, that means more amount of the cyanide is present. Now, apart from that, if you use the fertilizer, then sometimes in the fertilizer, the amount of nitrogen is very high. Okay, so in order to detect such a high amount of nitrogen, the biosensor is used in which the nitrozoana species are immobilized. And the principle involved in this is of the amperometric biosensor. The next application is in the field of industry. Example is of the food industry. Now, in the food industry, the food, but any particular food is stored for the longer period of time. For example, if you take the example of the fish, okay, if you want to know that the fish that is supplied to the food industry is fresh or not, then we can do it with the help of the biosensors. Let's see how we can detect that our fish is fresh or it is spoiled. So there is ATP that is not found in the fish that is spoiled. But in the fresh fish, ATP is found in the high amount. So this ATP is broken down by the enzyme ATPase, which is immobilized on the biosensor. So more the breaking down of this ATP, more the energy will be generated. That means our fish is fresh. But if ATP is not present, then obviously the enzyme ATPase is not going to work. So no amount of energy is generated. That means our fish is spoiled. Now, apart from this, we can also detect the amount of cholesterol that is present in any food. For example, let's take butter. So, if the industry is manipulating something, and in that, if the cholesterol is in high amount, then there is an enzyme called cholesterol oxidase that is present, that is immobilized on the biosensor. Okay, so the food sample is added to it. If the cholesterol is in high amount, then the breakdown of cholesterol will be more, and we can conclude that our particular food contains high amount of cholesterol, which can be injurious to health. So in this way, the cholesterol, the biosensors, they are helpful in the industry. Now, apart from having so many advantages, so many applications, it also has certain disadvantages. So let's see what are the disadvantages that are associated with our biosensor. The first disadvantage is heat sterilization is not possible because in the biosensors, the biological material like enzymes and proteins they are used, and it can cause the denaturation because the proteins are, and other such biological materials they are heat sensitive. Okay. Second is the stability of the biological material. Sometimes it gets expired. Okay. Sometimes it has mentioned that please keep the biosensor in the fridge. But because of some temperature changes, the conditions are changed and the biosensor is of no use. Third is the cells in the biosensors can become intoxicated by other molecules that are capable of diffusing through the membrane. So the results we get, they are inappropriate. And the last one is obviously the fabrication is costly. So only few people can afford it, not all the people can afford it. So let's have the quick highlights of what we have discussed. We have discussed the use of biosensors in the drug discovery, okay, in the disease detection. For example, if the person is suffering from diabetes or not, environmental monitoring, the presence of different gases or BOD level and or soil quality, the way we have seen in the agriculture, food quality. Okay, so I have taught you regarding the ATP presence, the cholesterol oxidation and all, the toxins of defense interest, the water quality management, prosthetic devices and all. And if you have more questions, please email me your questions on bhargavi.trivedi.ljis.ljs.edu.in. And thank you. And thanks for watching. Bye.